Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are gonna do a video about the witch. I did already if you guys are curious about the swordman, engineer, rogue. And I wanna show how witch performs, like playing solo in a party, skills, how her skills works, her burst skill, also her passives, everything that's related to her.
Wanna come with me? Time for a magical adventure. I'll be right here with you.
So here we have the witch. From her stats we can already see some aspects of her gameplay. She's super strong, but she don't have almost no supportive skills. Her healing is very, how can I say, egoistic. Like she have some skills that heal her, but only her based on her attack. She have some defense, but it's not outstanding. So that's one of her weak points. And also almost no support skills. So she's kind of very strong hero, but at the same time she's very egoistic, so she don't give a lot of support to the party. The only thing she do a lot is debuff the enemies, that this can help in your party. And she's also closely ranged hero, so she's kind of very selfish. But at the same time, she's very useful in the fights. I see in the high levels PvP, she's very popular hero. The strongest players in the Korean server, they use her. So that's very peculiar aspect of her. So as a solo play, she's very fast. And she can finish the enemies very quickly, different from other heroes. And she also gives some sustain because she can heal the HP according to her attacks, because some of her skills. And then she also can debuff the enemies. She can keep herself alive during the farm, for example. But as I told before, playing in a group, in a party, she's very selfish. And she don't provide a lot of boosts like the engineer, the destroyer, even the swordman have some skills that give support, and of course the rogue. But she can be useful for controlling the enemy, giving debuffs. So she's there for taking the front and killing the enemies basically. I'm really excited for her. I think I'll build a witch or engineer. I'm still deciding. And she looks very interesting hero. So let's go for the skills. So here we have the class skills that is exclusive for witch. One basic thing about the skills is that they are according to the weapon element. So I equip it with a spear of the fire element, so everything is related to fire. So this is first skill is the piercing storm, and what this skill do is like make the enemy fall for 1.5 seconds in the level 7, and they always keep even if you are, let me check. Wow, you can go very far. Doesn't matter. Always 1.5 seconds cannot fall, make your enemy fall. And the cooldown is always 13 seconds. And it's so strong. And you can see the space is kind of close ranged attacks. You can get they use a lot in PvP. I die so many times for this. This skill is like a area attack, and also according to the percentage of attack you deal, it grants you a shield. It's like 50% of the damage of the attack, and plus 653 in the level 7. but this can raise according to the higher level, like 40%. So it's very strong and very useful for farming and PvP also, because very common to be surrounded by enemies. This skill is Wound Spear, and I don't know why this is named, but it's kind of attack that rotates, and you can see the range. Everything that's in front of her gets attacked, and it's very good for farming and also PvP. And the enemies that are attacked by this skill get her movements reduced by 3 seconds, and it reduces the speed by in 20%. So it's very good. It's skill for farming and PvP, they use a lot. And as you can see, the witch, she has so many skills that debuff the enemy also. So the burst skill is the infinite spears as a ranged attack. It's more focused on PvE to be sincere, because it's pretty strong, but it gives more. There's 80% more if you're attacking monsters. So it's very useful for farming. PvP they use a lot, but I think it's more focused on PvE, this one, because it grants more attack per hit to monsters, like 80%. So I give you some demonstration on how it works with her. Oh, this was not expected. Let's put Semi. When I put Semi, she just used the basic attack, this one. She deals a lot of damage compared to my other heroes. So we can see here, let me use this one. So for 1 second they go down. This one is so good, because it's very, as you can see, it's very common to enemies surround you. Let's get to other enemies. So it's very good for farming, grinding, and PvP also can be a good resource when the enemies are around you. And this one also, that reduces the movement of the enemies, also very good. And as you can see, different from Rogue or Engineer, everything's for close ranged, her basic attacks. But she has some attacks that's, how can I say, from far distance. So here is the burst skill. Let's get some monsters. So guys, so it's very strong against monsters. And to get more level of the burst skill is just getting like I just got like 20, I have access to it, but then 40, so you can level 10 in the maximum level of the game. And the same for skills. To level up, you just get 1 level more. For example, if I want to put this in level 7, I need level 21. And this one, level 8 and 22. And then every level I can increase. So let's check the active skills that's exclusive for witch. So this one they call the Cane Tosh. I don't know how they translate it, but it's the first one you get as a witch. You get for free without buying any books or anything. And it does a attack to decrease your defense of the enemy. So this is very good to buy it, to get the skills in the shop, and it's very cheap also. You can get 3 per week. And for PvE and PvP it's very useful. The shop is here. You can see the Cane Tosh here. It's 500, and to get this is just making the wood boss, field boss, chaos field boss. So it's not difficult, you just need to grind it. And there are other skills you can get here also. Later I explain more. So it inflicts a damage in the level 1. Inflicts a damage of 261% and reduce the death of your enemy by 50%. And HP and heal recovery by 20%. So this skill is very useful against like Rogue or Engineer. And it's for 5 seconds. So this is very useful. The cooldown is 25 seconds. Let's check the high levels, how it performs. Or it's like 30%. It's very good. Reduce the death by 30%. And the potion and healing by 40%. So it's very useful debuff. So I highly recommend you to upgrade it. So the next skill is like attack skill of the light element. The translation is like Twilight Nova, and they'll deal 3 waves of attacks in area also. And as you can see, it's some of the damage you deal, you recover. So it's very useful. Another skill that's very good for her. So because she can heal herself. And it's very useful for solo play. In party, if you have a healer, it's not that essential. Like engineer can heal much more. Maybe PvP, but if you have a better skills, it can be useful. And what did exactly this skill do aside from healing? For 1 second, it stuns your enemies also. So another debuff skill. So depending on the number of enemies you get, you recover 1% of your max HP. So that's very nice. And as I told you before, you can upgrade this skill. I just use it in this shop. Here, Twilight Nova. This one is a little expensive, 1000, but it's very useful for PvE also. And you can buy 3 per week. So this skill is like a Blaking Wave. It's a very good skill. But to get it is a little difficult because you need to buy this skill with real money, or you have to be very lucky to drop a chest from the world boss. And this skill gives a lot of waves and stun your enemies. So it's very good. So here's the place you can get it or buy it, in the shop or in the world boss. Both of them. I still didn't have it here. Where's the world boss? So the next skill is the Deadly Spike. How they call it. This one I see a lot in high levels PvP. So it is a dark type in the area attack also. And using it as an opening, like, because when you get attacked by this, the damage taken is increased. So like for 6 seconds, you increase in damage is 12.5%. This level 1. So I see a lot. A witch just throw this, and then she come with these skills here, and it's very fast. She can deal very huge amount of damage. And not only that, she can just throw this, and the rogues and other heroes can do the rest of the work. It's like 25% more, imagine. But the only downside I feel is like it's quite expensive. If you see, it's 3,500. So to make it takes like 7 of these. So I recommend just getting the first. But after you get a good level of these 2 skills, like the Decaying Touch and the Twilight Nova, you you start to increase more of this. Because one thing is like this book, for example, after some level you need 2 to get 1 skill, and then 3. So it will take a lot of time to making maximum of the skill. But I see this one a lot on PvP, a lot. They use, it's like every witcher use this. So the next skill is like blink. Actually, I don't see a lot of players using this, even though it's very peculiar. So this skill, I think I never seen someone using this, to be sincere. And it teleport her, and she don't take any damage for 1.5 seconds, so that's very good. So she can run from some dangerous situations. And to get this is like a prize from the Kingdom Wars or this Transmutation Genie, or you class rank. And let's see, level 80, you get 1 copy. Yeah, blink, only 1 copy here. So it's very difficult to get it. So it's quite useful, even for PvP certain situations. But you need at least level 80. And might other skills be more interesting to use, more offensive skills. So basically it's that for her specific active skills. They have many others, but like 3 of each element, some even 4. But later I do a video explaining which one is useful to get. Sometimes I see using this one, for example. Some are very nice, like this one. Depends a lot on your luck, and some you get from bosses or dropping from monsters also. But later I do a tutorial explaining each of them, because there's so many. So let's keep it with the specific that you can get as a witch. So let's see the special passives, they call it. They even wrote it like a Congrish, kind of Congrish. They call here Rapid Pursuit. So when you're attacking, there's a chance to boost your party attack speed. It's very useful. It's one of her few supportive skills that it grants to the party some support, and it doesn't cost too many. So if you see, you can get here in this shop, I think it's 1000. Yeah, just 1000 you can get it. But I still think the offensive skills you raise it first, and then you start to raise this one. So what does this skill do? There's a 2.5% of each successful attack you do. So, and it grants for 5 seconds 5% of attack speed and 10% of critical damage for your party. So that's very useful. And this just happens when you are attacking some enemy, so it's very good to raise it. So this one is the last shadow, they call it. And when the HP falls below 30%, you becomes invisible for 2 seconds. Increase your defense by 35% and increase your critical rate by 7.5% for 4 seconds. The cooldown is 2 minutes. A very unique skill, but it can give some defense in case if she's almost dying. But the cooldown is 2 minutes, too long. Maybe in the brawl mode you just use this once, because some battles last like 3 minutes, 4. But I would recommend to buy other skills, because if you see how much it costs. So the skill you get when you are level 110, and the light shadow here. So we will not see people using this skill, just passive for a while. But I think the cost to have it is very high. I think it's better to invest in other passives before investing in this one. The next is like crash armor, they call it. So when you are dealing normal attacks, reduce the enemy defense for 6 seconds in 2%, and it can stack 5 times. Of course, it is level just level 1 shown here, but level 10 is like 4%. So imagine it's like a 20% you can reduce their defense, plus this torch here, where is it? This one that reduce also. So it's very good. And to get this skill is this same place. You can get by classic rank. Let me find here armor level 100. You can get 1 book, or you can just buy here. Class, where is it? Yeah, crash armor is 1250. Again, just get beating the bosses, you can get it. So this skill is depends a lot of what you want to invest, but if you play a lot of empathy, PvP, everything, it's very useful. But you could invest more in this one than this one, for example, because this is more individual, and this can help your party also. So it's up to you what to invest more, but both are very useful. So this is like a bright mirror, the name of this skill, and every 7 attacks, the damage of the next basic attack is increased by 100%. And your critical damage is increased by 100%. So it's very useful considering that she attacks very fast. And can be very good for solo play also. Useful in parties when you are in groups because you can deal very strong damage. And this is just the level 1. If you check like 25%. So that's very good. And to get it, it's just by the genie or the kingdom wars also. So it's quite difficult to get this actually. But when you get it, you just use when you get them. The books, when you have access to them. So the next skill is like quick evasion. And when you're being hit, there's a chance to increase your evasion rate. So how it works? This passive. There is 12% of chance to activate it when you attack. And they increase your evasion rate by 1.5% for 5 seconds. And it stacks for 5 times. So it's very good, considering that she have a low defense. Can be give her a little more survivability. But to get it, just or spending money, real money in the game, or class rank. So let's find here, quick evasion here, 150 you need to have access to this passive. Almost not many players got access to it. That's good. But I think other skills is better to invest to get this big quick evasion. So basically it's like that works the witch. She's very strong hero, but kind of egoistic. She gives one of her skill gives support, and then she can lower the defense. I'm trying to find here. So the books here, I will give you priority for this. The torch and this one Nova is very good. But it's like that. If you wanna play more solo, maybe she's a good recommendation. But as a party, she's very good at that. Actually, one of the strongest heroes in the server, Korean servers, are a witch. We can even check here. So for example, in this server, the highest level is a witch. 3 witches actually. So that's here we can check. Okay. We can check.
Pleasure to meet you.
So the top 3 is witch, everything witch, and from house server only 1 versus 150, just so you guys have an idea. But in general in this server is another heroes, which is like 60 plays by combat power, but this depends on how much money you spend the game actually. If you check, he's 46. And among which, so that's very nice. So that's it guys. Witch is very unique hero, and I die as a rogue. I die for them so many times in PvP. I think I build her in the global version. I'm not very sure. I'm between her and the engineer. I will decide the next days because I really like the both of them play styles. But let's see. The next video will be about the destroyer, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you on the next video.